Hello and welcome, beautiful collective. I know I've been absent for a few days. Um, I have been working through this energy as well within this Scorpio season that has really encouraged us to dive deep within ourselves and to heal those old wounds. The, I guess the final deepest part of those old wounds that we have been working on healing for possibly this entire lifetime, that were triggered within us again within this lifetime in order for us to be able to heal them at this time. We are in an incredibly powerful energy right now, and it's so evident to me in everything that I am witnessing within the collective. Not even just this collective, but just within where I'm living. I can see things that are happening, that are coming to the surface, things that are being healed, things that are triggering for many people. We are really encouraged at this time to spend time within ourselves to, how do I put this, to take an even deeper dive within. Many of you may be experiencing sickness, different areas of your body. Those areas of your body is the space in which that sticky energy is being held, and you are being asked to really go within that area to figure out what that is. What is that emotional wounding that has created those physical symptoms or disease within the body? And I know personally, I have had issues within myself of healing my own woundings that I have had throughout my lifetime. So pay attention to where that wounding is within your body and go within that pain of that wounding, that physical, whatever it is. It might be manifesting as, muscle pain within the body somewhere, stomach issues, okay? You might be having an ear infection, possibly throat infection, coughing. Some of you might even be having, they're bringing me styes upon the eyes, things like that. All of these symptoms are from a greater cause, which is an emotional wounding that has been encapsulated within the body because of some belief that we have had that it is something we don't want to show, or that it is something that is wrong with us. There is nothing wrong with you. You are perfect just as you are. It is our guilt and our judgment of ourselves that drives us into those deep depths of believing there is something wrong with us because someone else perhaps was even jealous of those talents that we exhibited. They were jealous that they didn't have the ability to do that, so maybe we were made fun of for that. Possibly in childhood. A lot of these things stem from childhood because that is when we are so impressionable. People say, oh, well, you're blaming my parents. No, I'm not blaming your parents. I don't blame my parents. It is simply the journey that we take, and our parents do the best that they can within their own woundings. But unfortunately, when they are wounded, that wound is inflicted upon us. It becomes generational. The physical symptoms that we experience. You may notice within a family line that the same family line, maybe everyone has a problem with their gallbladder. Okay? Maybe everyone has a hip problem. Okay? And you can look back through that and say, oh yeah, my grandma had that, or my grandpa had that, or my dad, or my mom, or my sister has the same issue as I have, or my brother has the same. And it's because it is an inherited pattern. Okay? And Spirit wants me to be very clear. We talk about DNA and how DNA affects the way we look and different things, but patterns that we inherit also end up creating distortions within our blueprint, okay, of our body. And that is what they want to talk about now. And they brought to me quite some time ago, okay, Spirit, they're bringing to me, they want me to talk a little bit about a healing. I'm going to be bringing forward a light code healing today. That is what I'm here to do. 222, I haven't been on for a while, and I have been spending a lot of time doing art, which I didn't know I could do until January. I started painting, and then last week I began sketching it. Who knew that I could do it? Anyway, you may notice as you heal these woundings within yourself, depending on what energetic center is affected by this, that you will notice certain talents, skills, gifts that will begin to become very prominent within your life. And someone will say, well, how could you even do that in such a short time? Because they were laying dormant simply because of your unworthiness of the self. You may have been bullied or made fun of when you had attempted to do something within this area. For example, maybe painting. Maybe as a child you painted and somebody made fun of it. You know, it wasn't perfect or it looked weird or something. And so then you were like, oh, I'm not going to do that again because, you know, I didn't get the response, even though you might have thought that it was pretty good at the time. And it probably was excellent for a child. But because of the wounding that was inflicted upon you, of feeling unworthy or not good enough, or it was possibly compared. And I'm getting a comparison, that something was compared to someone else. And this is really fascinating that this is coming forward, because I had this happen to me even. I did a sketch, and I was told that, it's really good for somebody that's been sketching for about a week, but if I saw this from someone that has been doing artistry and sketching for, you know, for several years, I would expect much more. And I was kind of like, what? What do you mean? Like, for doing this for a week, I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job. And I really looked at that and really looked into that to figure out, why am I feeling that way? And why was that comment even made to me? Because it was not really appropriate. It was not meant as something that would knock me down. But it made me feel, oh, gee, you know, maybe I shouldn't even share my art. Maybe it's not good enough for me to share. Maybe I should wait until I've been doing it for 10 years and maybe I'm good enough then. But what was happening in that moment, Spirit said to me, is that I was being tested. Am I going to allow someone else's opinion of me or what I am producing to be rated by them and judged by them? Am I going to take that judgment on myself, or am I simply going to say, hey, I'm really proud of this and I think I'm doing a fantastic job, and, you know, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't bother saying anything at all to me, right? And take it with a grain of salt. You know, that person might even have a little bit of a, like, what the hell? How are you able to do this in this month? You know, so they begin to criticize it, because that's what we do. When we feel unworthy, we have a tendency to do something like that to someone else. Because they are maybe exuding a little bit too much confidence, and we don't like that when people are too big for their britches, as I used to be told. So Spirit wants you to really begin to assess yourself, on yourself, and how you feel, rather than looking to the outside for validation of what you're doing, or how you were doing, or how well you were doing. They are asking you to assess yourself. Of course, you're not going to compare yourself to someone that's been doing this for, 10 years. Of course, you're not going to do that. You are going to judge yourself on what you are doing yourself. How am I doing? How do I feel I'm doing? And this is where we are coming into bringing in these new gifts and talents that are awakening within us, and realizing that we are remembering. We are remembering how to use these skills. And if we trust our intuition, we will excel very quickly within that whatever modality it is that we are working within. Now I'm using artistry for this. This can possibly be, maybe you're doing energy healing. Maybe you're coming into your mediumship. Maybe you're coming back into your singing. All of these things take a little bit of experience and a little bit of practice to get better at. And this is what we are being asked right now, is to allow ourselves some grace. Allow ourselves that grace period rather than judging ourselves. And rather than allowing someone else to judge us and compare us in an unfair comparison. And all comparisons are unfair because each person is very individual. Okay, with that being said, I was asked to come on here today to bring you some light codes from the Arcturians, and you will see a drawing that I did right here. This is Andreo, and this beautiful being came to me before the 1111 portal when I was asked to activate some light codes, and I had other beings come to me too. But this being showed up to me when I was asked to activate the light codes. And as you will see, there are many, many light codes around her. And these light codes are coming in golden, okay? in a golden color. And golden is really, to me, one of the highest frequencies that do come in from the divine. We talk about Christ consciousness, the golden consciousness, all those instances with the masters. That is a golden energy when we have achieved mastery. And that's not to say that you are not a master here. Of course, we all have our own mastery. We all have achieved mastery in some area for sure. That's why we're here doing what we're doing here, to help this race. Okay? Because we've already achieved mastery and we wouldn't be trusted with doing this. So if you're here, you already are a master. And you just have to remember and bring that back as you work within that modality, whatever that is for you. And it will begin to flow in a much lighter and easier way, they're telling me. Okay? So I'm going to bring you in some light codes, and I was asked to put Andreo up on the screen because there is some visual light codes with her as well. There's also light codes within her eyes, I'm told, just as within mine. I emit light codes through my eyes, and that is why they ask me when I come on here to do readings, and when I come on here to talk to you, and when I do healings and things, I am asked to show myself because the light codes are transmitted through my eyes as well, okay, as well as my hands, but my eyes are huge transmitters, my voice as well. So you may be coming onto line with this kind of thing as well. We are being encouraged that if you feel during this transmission that you feel within any way that you want to contribute sound, please do that. Please do. Okay? It is the awakening of that activation within you. Okay? So I'm going to bring forward these beautiful light codes, and they were water codes, sacred water codes, and of course water is all about consciousness, and our own body is a majority of water. So water really speaks to us of water imprints as well. Okay? So water holds memory. It holds a huge function within our body. So these codes that are coming through me today that I activated about 10 days ago now, and that you are going to be able to see with Andreo within my art. I'm told my art holds light codes, so you can see the light codes on this particular piece. And we are going to begin. I'm going to take a drink of water. Somebody is receiving a throat clearing. This is going to be the activation of the light codes and an alignment to that higher power, to that connection, that consciousness, okay? The greater consciousness that is all around us. Okay? Okay, they are just okay. I'm going to talk about that in a different video. They're telling me they just brought me some information, and I'm just going to write it down so I don't forget it because they did bring it to me, and I will do it in a separate one because this video would be too long, and they want to focus right now on bringing you the water codes. They're saying it's really important as we are closing out of the Scorpio season. because all of this has been happening within Scorpio. We're moving now from the water into the fire, okay, of Sagittarius. And they're saying that it's really important for these water codes to be activated within you now. Okay? There's already healing that is beginning. As I speak, the voice comes through within healing codes as well. So let's just begin by taking in a deep breath, grounding our body, placing our feet on the floor if we can, to connect our heels into that ground so that we are stable and aligned. This is not going to be an extremely long healing, so it is suggested that you are sitting and that you are watching the screen, because you are going to be receiving codes through my eyes, through Andreo's visual, as well as through my hands and my voice. So it is advised that you watch the screen unless you get to a point where you cannot and you must close your eyes. Okay? You can come back and do it again and again until you are able to hold your focus, they're saying. Okay? This might feel very tiring. Okay? Some of you might become extremely tired. Some of you will become accelerated. Okay? Depending on where you are at. Right? And one is not better than the other. It just is. Okay? So let's stop the comparison. One is not better. It just is. All right. So let's begin. So let's call in our divine partners, my team, your team and guides, of course, to assist you to bring forward what is for your highest and greatest good, for the highest and greatest good of the entire collective, of mankind, of the universe, to be able to oversee and to be able to pour this energy through us and activate it within us with ease, with as much ease as possible, I'm being told, because there may be some discomfort. Okay? All right, so let's take in a breath and begin. With that being said, Arikanai, Arikanai Ashkotaya, Arikanai Awa Atiyaya, Kaish Kara, Kaish Kara Arinai Kish Arati, Arati Awa Anaika, Awa Anaika Arinai, Arinai, Arinai Awihana, Awahananaya Shkotai, O Shkai Aratai, O Shkai Aratai. Awo anikaya, awo anikaya. Awo dorarari nahai nananayashkai turai larai laranikaya nai adukaratai aina Shoshkai, Shoshkai Lari Turai. Whoa, my Arakai, Arakai, awa ankish kata. Awa ankish kata arinai atokai shkiti. They are so proud of you for moving past your inhibitions and moving more into a state of consciousness. Naraski. Ooh, ooh, Naraski. Ooh, 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 ooh. Wokadaya, 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 Wokadaya. We're moving down into your sacral energy. Woshkada. Place your hand upon your abdomen and your heart to connect them. Orai skiata. Toshkaya naka. Toshkaya naka araiki awo aya skaya. No larargia. Awo aiti aya nakai. Shoshkaradaya arigato. Yaraya. Oroshki anakataya. Oshki kataya. Onaya. And now they want us to take in a deep breath and move that energy all the way through, down into our base chakra. Shushkaratayani arata kata shkita na arata. To. Oshkatai, Arikataya, no Aratia, Akaya, Akaya, Arikati, Kashka. Kashka ni anai, awo atai, arai, ashkish, nai arata, awo aki atai, arakati naishka. You are being given a key, and this key will unlock the door for you to be able to walk through, to open up your gifts, your skills. At that time when you are ready, it will open for you. You may hold it for as long as you feel the need. You will know when you are ready, it will just open for you. Araski naya to raskata. Away anakaya no kashkataya. The Star Mothers are saying that there is no rush for you. That time does not exist. It is only here where we feel that we are in a rush. That the time will be perfect when it arrives. Ay anakaski oboshkiti anaya tu. Hawaii nakataya. They are very proud of you, and they simply want you to relax and begin to enjoy this new skill that will begin to open up within you. Aya kaya shkata. Aya kaya shkata. Awaya nakaya. Orati. Naya toishkai. Naya toishkai. Araiski. Doraya naiti. Aratikai. Aratikai. Aratikai, shish, arata, awo anaki, arakita, shkataya. Taking in a deep breath, allowing yourself to pull your body into your seat where you feel that you are stable, your heels are placed firmly upon the floor. You are grounded within your physical body and able to receive your manifestation from the ethers. Simply allow yourself to sit and rest if that is something that you would like to do after going through this connection to consciousness. I suggest drinking some water, as you may feel quite dehydrated, and our body is definitely filled with water. We are being also asked to bless our water, to just simply say a prayer. I bless the vessel that the water is placed within, and I bless the water within. May it bless my body. That's simple, very simple. You don't have to do anything fancy. There's some out there that are saying, you have to say very specific and certain things. No, you don't. The divine understands exactly what you're saying and what you are asking for, and they know the energy and the intent behind it. And the energy and the intent behind it is what matters. Okay? So let me take a drink. And we will simply bring the energy down so that we are feeling more comfortable with the level that we are now receiving. And we will allow our beautiful star mothers to embrace us, to stay with us for as long as what we need, this energy to integrate within us, and they are more than happy to do that. Okay. They're saying night or day that they are available. So what we would consider 24 hours a day, they are available to us because they are an energy. They do not particularly sleep in the same way that our physical body requires that. They're saying your body may require a little bit more rest as you move into the activation of these codes. Some of you may feel a need to sleep immediately. Some of you may feel an elevation within your energy, but then you may feel a crash as well. They are saying that this is all normal, not to be concerned about it, but to sleep when your body feels like it needs that energy again. Call them in as well. You can call them in anytime you want, just by asking to bring them within your presence. You may not realize that they are there. You may not feel them if you are not as aware of energies, but trust that they are indeed there and that they are helping you move through. I am feeling a huge heart opening as I am speaking about this, especially within the back of my high heart, the back of my high heart between the shoulders. I'm feeling an intense pressure within there. It's not uncomfortable, but it's a pressure, like if somebody was pushing against the center of my back. Not with a fist, but more with a flat hand, I should say. So it's more of a pressure like that is being pushed, and it's because it is being expanded. And we can always expand our heart more and more. There is no level to say, oh, okay, I've expanded my heart to the greatest level that it can go now. Now there's no more heart elevations. That's just not true. We can always expand to a greater level, a greater frequency. There is always frequencies that are being created and moved to as we move into that next level. And it is not about up or down or anything else. It is simply about a new frequency that is created, a more expansive frequency of consciousness as we move more into the wisdom, the knowledge of that. So I'm sorry, you guys, my camera decided suddenly it would work. It hasn't been moving. Okay, so that is going to be it for me today. I thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate and love each and every one of you. And I don't know how much of this is going to become, well, they're telling me I'm going to be doing some of these similar type of things. I'm going to be bringing one probably the following day that they have talked to me about. If you're interested in the web weavers, the creations, I'm going to be bringing some information on that. They're telling me within the next day or so. So with that being said, I say thank you to each and every one of you. If you enjoy my videos, if you find them informative, entertaining, whatever, please hit that like, share with someone that might enjoy them. Hit that subscribe button. All of it really, really helps me. Making a comment, all of it helps me to be seen, to be able to be moved into the algorithm, because the algorithm is not that easy to crack. Okay, beautiful souls. Thank you for joining me. I am sending you so much love, and until we meet again, please remember, always let love be your guide.